Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video we have some good news as a new bill has been released which would increase payments for millions of Social Security beneficiaries by having less of it taxed. So we'll be covering that. Plus we have some updates at the border where President Biden wants to federalize the Texas National Guard, and the governor there in Texas is pushing back and says he has some other plans if Biden plans to do so. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks or $9,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link, is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least $1. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks, once again worth all the way up to $9,000. And if you do not want to invest at this point in time, all you have to do is once you receive those stocks, is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and that is a new record of illegal border crossings from Mexico, the highest on record in December, before the January numbers, of course, come out, which could be even higher. So according to ABC News, arrests for illegal border crossings from Mexico reached an all-time high in December since monthly numbers have been released, authorities said on Friday, exposing a growing vulnerability for President Joe Biden in his campaign for a second term. When including migrants who were allowed to enter the U.S. under new or expanded legal pathways, migrant encounters totaled 302,034, topping 300,000 for the first time and shattering the previous high of 269,735 in September. U.S. authorities admitted 45,770 people at land crossings with Mexico in December through an online appointment system called CBP-1, bringing the total to more than 413,000 since it was introduced a year ago. So obviously this is the numbers are only increasing, and the reason that people are coming over is, yes, they're desperate, their situations in their countries are very bad, but also they know that Biden is going to be very welcoming of them. I mean, you saw the spike once Trump left office. If you look at the numbers, that the number of people trying to enter the U.S. just spiked tremendously, and that's because they know that Biden is going to be extremely friendly. He's welcoming. If you associate Biden's name with open border, they go very much hand in hand. So obviously the situation is getting out of hand, and Texas realizes this. It's really shutting down their social services system there. The amount of money that Texas is having to shell out to house these people in hotels is just a tremendous amount of money. It's a strain on their system. It's not free. So because of that, he actually had his National Guard in Texas take over a portion of the border in Eagle Pass, Texas. It's an area called Shelby Park. It's by the Rio Grande River. It's a very popular place for people to pass. And because they didn't think the border control was doing a very good job, they actually set up all this razor wire and locking down that area themselves. But Biden obviously was very upset with that because he does not want the border to be shut down. He does not want this razor wire up. So Biden actually wanted all this razor wire to be torn down. He wanted the border control to take back control of that area. But Abbott wanted his National Guard there to keep control, so he's not going to give that back to the border control. We have sort of a standoff, and because of this, Biden actually wants to federalize the Texas National Guard, where he takes that over. Abbott says he has other plans, though. So according to The Hill, this week, the Texas National Guard appeared to ignore a Supreme Court decision approving the removal of the razor wire barriers and continue construction along the border. Abbott has justified his decision while criticizing Biden for not enforcing immigration laws. The governor cited the constitutional authority a state has to defend itself against invasion as a surge of migrants arriving at the border continues. Republican governors in several states have backed Abbott in his standoff against the federal government. Abbott told Tucker Carlson that the state has deployed members of the Texas Department of Public Safety as well as other law enforcement officers paired with the National Guard members from other states to the border, but said having even more would help. So we might have all these states coming down to Texas to protect the border, despite Biden wanting everyone to leave and have the border control take back over and just have 300,000 people that we don't know who they are cross over. More than that, actually, because those are only the people that are being detained. And I guess we actually have a trucker convoy that's being rumored to go down to the border because everyone is fed up with it. And some of these people are actually from Canada. So we'll just have to see whether the president there tries to seize their bank accounts for this. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
Let's talk about this trucker convoy. You brought this up just a moment ago. So this is called Take Our Border Back. It kicks off Monday. So you've got multiple starts. You've got trucks leaving from Virginia Beach that are going to go through Texas, Arizona, California. On the website, it describes the event as a peaceful assembly, encouraging all freedom-loving and law-abiding Americans to attend. I saw that you posted on X to raise awareness about that. You obviously just mentioned it a moment ago. I understand that you're going to be speaking once they get to Eagle Pass. I also see that it's going to go through Yuma. It's going to go San Ysidro, California as well. 700,000 vehicles. That's the prediction here. How do you keep that peaceful and on track? That's a lot of trucks.
Well, the people that have organized this are the same people that went to California to D.C. with the truckers. I understand we're going to be joined by Canadian truckers. So these people are committed to a peaceful demonstration that we've had enough. The American people have had enough. We're demanding that the Biden administration do its job, enforce the laws on the books, and secure our border. 8 million people during the Biden administration. That's more than the population of Ohio. This is the time for us to rise up as the American people and demand that our president do his job.
So that's the news at the border. Now we move on to Social Security news, where a new bill has been introduced, and it would help a lot of seniors, people receiving Social Security benefits, keep more in their checks, because let's face it, whenever you're working throughout your working career, you're paying anywhere between 6.2 to 12.4% for the Social Security tax. That way you can have those benefits later. But for whatever reason, once you start receiving those benefits, the federal government wants to take even more of that cash back. Even though you're paying tax throughout your working career to receive Social Security benefits, once you're receiving the benefits, now they want to, tax you once again on those benefits. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why Republicans came up with a bill to prevent double taxation from taking place. So Florida Congressman Daniel Webster joined Representative Thomas Massie in co-introducing H.R. 3206, the Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act. The bill assists middle-class seniors by eliminating the unjust double tax on Social Security benefits. The Congressional Research Service reports that before 1984, Social Security benefits were exempt from the federal income tax. Congress then enacted legislation to tax a portion of those benefits, with the share gradually increasing as a person's income rose above a specified income threshold. So basically, the rules on how much you will pay and if you will pay, according to the SSA.gov website here, is that you will pay tax on your Social Security benefits based on the IRS's rules. If you file a federal tax return as an individual and your combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000 per year, you may have to pay income tax on up to 50% of your benefits. For more than $34,000, up to 85% of your benefits may be taxable. And then as far as joint returns go, if you and your spouse have a combined income that is between $32,000 and $44,000 per year, you may have to pay income tax on up to 50% of your benefits. And if your income between the two of you is more than $44,000 per year, then in that case, up to 85% of your benefits may be taxable. And then according to AARP here, just as an example, say you file individually, you have $50,000 in income, and you get $1,500 a month from Social Security. In that case, you would be paying taxes on up to 85% of your $18,000 in annual benefits, or $15,300 per year. Nobody pays taxes on more than 85% of their Social Security benefits, no matter their income. So obviously this bill would help people who are receiving benefits keep more in their checks. And as they also mentioned here from AARP, is that the Social Security Administration estimates that about 56% of Social Security recipients owed income taxes on their benefits. That number is just going to continue rising. It's going to be even higher this year in 2024, even higher the next year in 2025 due to those cost of living adjustments. Now, as far as whether or not this bill actually has a chance to pass, we can go ahead and pull it up here on congress.gov. Right now, it does have 30 co-sponsors, but unfortunately, all of those co-sponsors do happen to be Republicans. We don't have any Democratic support. So sure, it's possible they could pass this bill through the House, or Republicans do have the majority in the House if every single Republican is on board with this bill. However, once it reaches the Senate, unless they can get at least 11 Democratic senators to sign on board, this bill would be dead on arrival in the Senate. So unless they can get Democrats to come on board with this bill, unfortunately, it would pass. Democrats are more pro-tax, whereas Republicans are more anti-tax. That's why Democrats are against this bill. But we'll definitely have to keep you guys up to date on that. Hopefully it passes. It sure would help at least, as they mentioned there, 56% of people are paying taxes. If this bill were to pass, that would mean those 56% of people paying taxes would no longer have to pay the taxes and would be able to keep more of their Social Security check. And in a time of rising inflation where it's harder and harder to get by, this bill would definitely help out a lot of people. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.